Welcome, welcome. Happy November. This is going to be a great class today. We're going to focus on opening up the shoulders, opening up the hips and the back of the legs. We'll take it down just a little bit, so we'll start off with some breathing and then we'll really move into our flow. So I'm going to have you, well, first let me introduce myself. My name is Tara Mazanek, for those of you who are joining me for the first time. And I am a personal trainer, holistic health counselor, and yoga instructor with over 18 years experience helping many people get fit, stay in shape, age well, and feel good. So today we're going to use a strap. Not necessary, you can do a lot of the moves without the strap. And then if you have a block, you'll need a block as well. Now, if you have just books, that's totally cool too. So we're going to start off sitting on our heels. If this bothers you at any point, feel free to sit on a block. You can just place the block right underneath your hips. Elevating the floor with the block will just help you to get into the posture a little more comfortably. And if that still bothers your knees, you can always sit cross-legged, whatever is comfortable for you. So we're going to start off first with the hands on our rib cage, and you're going to focus on this breath, focus on this power source, the anchor. Every time you feel yourself getting stressed or anxious, really turn to your breath because it will help you to come out of the anxiety, come out of the stress in a safer, more comfortable, more efficient way. So help your breath by putting your hands on your rib cage and feeling the ribs open out to the side on the inhale, and then closing the ribs, dropping the shoulders on the exhale. So we're going to do that a few cycles. So putting your hands on the ribs will help you feel connected to the breath and help you to push the air down deep into the belly. So hands on the ribs, inhale, and then exhale, drop your shoulders. Feeling the ribs come together and feel the abs come in. Inhale, let's take the shoulders up. And then exhale, relax the shoulders, pull the abs in, let the ribs knit together. Let's go 3 more times. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. Feeling the shoulders come up and then exhale. Relax the shoulders down as if you're putting your shoulders in your back pocket. Now, using the breath as your anchor will help you to get further into postures. Sometimes the body gets really, really stiff and you feel like you're never going to get flexible. But just by letting go, sometimes I just pretend my body's a noodle and I just let everything go. And then I use my breath to help me get further into that posture. So place your right hand down on the floor and reach your left arm all the way up and over. And you're going to feel that stretch all in through the side body, reaching the fingertips long and away, bending into that right elbow. Breathing in, opening up the ribs, just to create more room for the breath to get down low. And now twist, coming over towards the right side. See if you can tent your fingertips on the right and keep your sits bones on the ground. As you come into that twist, feeling your lower back open up, create space. And just drop your head if it feels okay on your neck. And then as you slowly come up, take that left arm, sweep it up and over, and then take the right arm and let it cartwheel all the way up and over, taking the fingertips overhead, not twisting just yet, but just really creating that space in the ribs. And now take those right fingertips, try to reach them down. If your hand even just comes to your thigh, that's okay too. I started with my hand way up here, and then inch by inch, every time I got into the mat, I started to feel my body open up. You know, it's like with anything else in life, it's consistency that is the magic. It's the magic solution, consistency. Breathing in and out. And then slowly bringing your right arm all the way up and over. And if you're sitting on your block, you can come off your block. And you're going to come over onto all fours, initiating first with this cat-cow to help us open up the back. And really feeling that round in your spine on the inhale. And then exhale, lower your belly. So we're just reversing our breath momentarily. Look up. And then inhale round, just for a couple of cycles, because I want you to feel the difference. And then exhale, drop the belly. One more time. Inhale round. And then exhale, drop the belly. Look up. Lift your gaze. Now stay here for an inhale. And now exhale, round your spine. Switching the breath. Inhale, lower the belly. And see if you notice that you can pull your stomach muscles in and up a little bit more on that exhale as you round your spine. As if you're doing a little mini crunch on all fours. Inhale, lift the gaze. Drop the belly. And then last one, tuck the chin. Really flex and push that spine towards the sky. And come back to neutral spine. Tucking your toes under and lift your knees about 1/2 inch off the ground. Feeling the heat in your quadriceps. And feeling your arms turn on. Try to move your elbows. Turn them in towards the center of the mat. And pushing through the mat with all 10 fingers. And then the fleshy part of your hand. Letting your hands do a lot of the work. Pushing the mat away with your hands to come out of your shoulders. Take a breath in. And then exhale, drive your hips to your first downward facing dog. Now I always like to assess my first downward facing dog of the day, just to check in to see where I'm holding a lot of tightness. And breathing in and out of those tight areas. Just notice, no judgment, not trying to change anything, but just noticing where you carry that tightness. And see if you can anchor your breath into that spot. And just breathing in and out. I'm just going to hold here for a little bit longer. And if you notice your body, you're pushing your weight into one area over the next, see if you can equally distribute your weight in your feet. Let your hips do more of the work by taking them up to the sky. And let your hands push the mat away as you take your armpits down towards your thighs. Breathing in. And breathing out. Bend your knees, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, coming up to a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. And let's widen your stance. So widen so it's about 2 fist widths distance. So you place your hands in between your feet. And come up to a flat back. Holding that flat back. Creating a nice long line from the top of your head all the way to your tailbone. And then round and fold forward. And just hang. Bend your knees if you need to. And just letting everything go. Everything melt down as if you're a noodle. And just let it go. Let it all go. Now inhale as you slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Bringing your arms all the way up overhead. Look up. And then hands come together and come down through heart center. Staying here for a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Sweep your arms all the way up. Look up. Grabbing onto that left wrist. Pull the left wrist and lean to the right. And then inhale, coming back through center, grabbing onto the right wrist, pull the right wrist and lean to the left. And we're just taking ourselves out of contraction and trying to increase the flexibility of different areas of your body. Not just always the hamstrings or the quads or the hip flexors, but the rib cage, the lower back, the lats, the neck. Bringing your hands back up to the sky, look up, hands reach up, and then fold forward. Hands come down to the mat. Inhale to a flat back, and then hands placed on the mat, step back to high plank. Hold high plank. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Keeping your legs together, squeezing your inner thighs, pushing the mat away with your hands so that you're not sinking into the shoulders. When you're in plank position, the whole body is working as a unit to keep you strong and to keep the weight equally distributed throughout the body. Going down into our low plank, you're going to slide your body forward and you're going to bend your elbows. Remember to put those shoulders in the back pocket as you lower down halfway to low plank. And then sweeping up to upward facing dog, keeping your thighs off the floor. Taking a breath in. And then contracting the stomach muscles before you drive your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. Your core is connected with the movement, all core, all the time. I didn't make that up. That was from TRX. But it makes sense. Your core is helping you out. It has to engage for you to perform movement. Bending your knees, walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, drop the hips down, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Goal posting your arms if your shoulders are tired. And making sure that you're not having a very giant arch in your lower back. So you're sitting your hips down just an inch lower, squeezing your inner thighs together. Holding here for one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands down and twist over to the right. Feeling that nice rotation in through your torso. Breathing in, raise and sweep the arms all the way up. And then hands come down together and twist over to the left. So you're reaching that tricep over that opposite thigh. Breathing in and breathing out. Sweeping your arms back up to the sky. And then hands touch, fold forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, step or hop back to the back of your mat and go through your vinyasa. So you're lowering down to low plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Staying here for 2 breaths. Going through our first Sun A, we're going to go through it with a little bit of pace to increase the heat of the body, but just know child's pose is always available to you if the pace gets too fast. For Vinyasa, you go a little bit faster to create more heat, which will open up the body, creating more flexibility. And then when we get to the end of practice, we'll do more of a yin style and hold postures for a little bit longer. Taking your right leg up to the sky. Bend your knees and roll your hip open. Stay for a breath. Inhale. And then exhale, come up to warrior 1. Stay for a breath. Inhale. And then exhale, come down, step back, high plank. Lower down to low plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay for a breath. Left leg comes up. Bend your knee and roll your hip open. And then step it up and through, dropping that back foot down, warrior 1. Arms reach. Inhale. Exhale, lower to the mat, step back, high plank. Lower down to low plank chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Moving on, leg comes up, right leg up. Step it up and through, dropping the back foot down, warrior 1. Staying for a breath, and then open up into warrior 2. Really reaching those fingertips out and away. Flipping that front palm, reverse your warrior. And then sweeping that right arm down for side angle. Coming back up to warrior 2. And then cartwheel your arms down, step back, high plank. Going through your vinyasa, lowering down to low plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Staying for a breath. Left leg comes up. Step it up and through warrior 1. Reach up. Stay for a breath. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, side angle pose. Coming back up to warrior two. And then cartwheel your arms down. Step back, high plank and hold. Holding this high plank, legs are together. Taking that right leg and lift it up. Holding here. And then bring it into the center, round your spine, touch your nose to your knee. And then back out, flattening the back. And now right knee to right elbow. See if you can just slightly pause that right knee on that right elbow. And then back. And then set it down, back to downward facing dog. Stay for a breath. And then come forward to high plank, lifting that left leg up, rounding the spine, pull it in. Take it back out. Left knee to left elbow. See if you can make a little bend in your elbow and rest that left knee there. And then back out. Placing it down, back to downward facing dog. And now drop down onto your knees and come into a child's pose. Dropping your arms down to the mat and just letting everything settle. Breathing in and out. Slowly coming back up. Coming onto all fours, so I'm going to have you stretch out your wrists a little bit. So you're going to flip your palm over, and you're going to do one side at a time. So flipping the palm over, the fingertips are going to face you, and I want you to try to make a fist with that hand. So you're stretching out all the muscles on the back of the hand and the wrist. And if you can straighten your arm, great. If not, just bend it as much as you need to. And then let the fingertips go wide. And then make a fist again. See if you can go a little bit further this time. And that stretch should feel really nice. Fingertips come out wide, flipping the palm. Fingertips are still going towards you, but now your forearm is facing away. So you can feel that stretch. Bend into your elbow so you can stretch out your wrist. And just breathing in and out. This is a good one if you find yourself doing a lot of typing through the day. And then just shake it out. And we'll move over to the other side. So the first one, you're going to place your right palm up. So the back of your hand is on the mat. And then try to make a fist. I really feel this right on the back of my hand and my forearm. Remember to breathe in, open the hand, and then do that one more time. And really feeling that stretch on the back of your forearm. And now flip your hand so that your palm is on the mat. Your fingertips are pointing towards your knee. So you're stretching out the front of your forearm. And just keep your elbow bent. And then just shake it out. Hopefully that felt really nice. Taking your left hand, bring it into the center, and now take your right arm all the way up and have a nice twist. And then bring your fingertips down. We're going to do this 3 times and then weave our arm through. Opening up your chest, stretching your T-spine and the lower back. And then one more time, open up. And just see if you can go a little further each time. And then sweep that arm all the way underneath, reaching underneath the left arm, and then reach your left arm out straight. And just hold. We're going to be here for about a minute. And just really feeling the back of the shoulders open up. And if you want to stay here, stay here. Otherwise, you can come into a bind by bringing your left arm behind your back to reach for that right thigh, opening up the chest. And if you're looking for more of a challenge, You can stay here or extend your left leg back behind you. And just meet your body where you need to meet it. Ten more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping that back knee if you have it straight out. And then unbinding if your hand is behind your back, and slowly make your way up, just with intention. And you can just shake out that shoulder. And just do a little circle or a shoulder roll. Shake out the hand. And we'll move over to the other side. Placing your right hand in the center of the mat. Take your left arm and sweep it up. Look up. Take that left arm down. Twice more. Sweep it up. And last one. And now take that left arm and weave it underneath the right, extending that right arm straight. Holding here or taking that bind, reaching around, grabbing the thigh of the opposite leg. And then if you have the balance, reaching long with that right leg. Ten more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping that right knee down, slowly making your way out of the bind. Fingertip come onto the mat and slowly make your way out. Doing that shoulder roll. And now coming down onto your forearms, I'm going to have you extend your right leg back. So your right leg is straight. And what you're going to do is just press your leg to the sky, squeezing your glutes, and then come halfway down. Pressing the leg up and down, squeezing the glutes, really activating the butt muscles. Let's go 4 times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching over to the other side. Left leg comes out straight back. And now you're going to raise and lower your leg 8 times. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back, keeping that left leg extended. Come off your knee and come into low plank. Now we're going to do the same thing, but in low plank. See how much of a difference it is when you take your knees off the ground. So you can step your left foot in just slightly, lift your right leg, and kick it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching over to the other side. Raise and lower, up and down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping your feet on the floor. Without dropping your knees, come up to high plank. And then push back to downward facing dog. Staying here for 3 breaths. Bringing your feet in just a little bit, taking your right leg up to the sky. Step it up and through for low lunge. Dropping your back knee down. Holding here. Now you can either stay in this position, or what we're going to do is start to slowly work that right leg. So you're going to take your right hand and scoot it underneath your right kneecap. And as if your shoulder is going to be the anchor for your right knee. So your right knee is almost going to rest on your shoulder. And see if you can take the back knee off the ground and see if you can really tuck that right shoulder underneath that right foot. And what if you took your right foot off the ground? Can you lift your right foot up and rest that thigh on your shoulder? And just taking a pause here, straightening your arms. And then placing that foot down on the mat. Taking your back foot down. And then coming up onto your right thigh. Stretching out all the muscles in your hip flexor. Take your left arm, bring it up, and then lean to the right. And just taking a moment to see where you're holding on to tightness. You never want to force yourself into a stretch. Just go to the point of tension. And then bring your left arm down. Bending into your left knee, sit back onto your left heel. Sitting back onto that left heel, take your left arm up and over and reach to your right foot. Finding that fold and finding that flexibility in through the back of your shin, your calf, your hamstring, your lower back and glutes, and your foot. And believe it or not, you'll feel it on the top of the shin if you flex your foot and bring your toes to your nose. And then slowly coming forward, placing your hands on the mat, step back to high plank. Going through your vinyasa, lowering down to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Staying here for a breath. Taking your left leg up to the sky and then sweep it up and forward. Dropping your back knee down. And just pausing here for a moment. We're going to do the same flow on this side that we did on the other. I also noticed that one hip flexor is a lot more tight than the other. And let's slowly start to reach that left arm underneath that left knee. Now this side is a little more tricky for me because I have a pulled hamstring, old injury. So we're going to see if I can take my shoulder underneath and lift my foot off the floor, eventually stretching it out. This is about as far as I go. Taking that foot down and dropping my back knee back down to the floor. You're going to come all the way up. You can unshimmy your shoulder from your foot. And a lot of this is just practice. You know, you go onto your mat and you just kind of have fun with it and experiment with different things. Taking your right arm all the way up, leaning to the left, opening up that hip flexor on the right side. And slowly bringing that right arm down. And now sit back onto your right heel. Taking your right arm all the way up and over, reaching towards that left foot. Grabbing onto the toes, folding forward to get that stretch in the back of your leg. Notice if you're shrugging your shoulders, relax them down. And now slowly come forward, come back, step the front foot back to meet the right, and go through your vinyasa. Holding in downward facing dog. Taking your feet, bring them closer together and take your right leg up to the sky and step it up and through for crescent lunge. So crescent lunge, your back knee is off the ground and you slowly come up into this lunge position. So your back heel is up and you're really reaching and rooting down with your feet and let your hips come down towards the floor. Sweeping your arms up, holding here. Bring your hands down through heart center and twist over to the right for crescent lunge twist. Now you can stay here or drop that left hand down and open up the right arm to the sky. Bringing that right arm down, coming back up to crescent lunge. And then open up into warrior two. Nice strong base, really strong from the front of the foot to the back. Flipping that front palm, reverse your warrior. And then dropping that right arm towards the right knee for side angle pose. And really reaching those fingertips long and away. Breathing in and breathing out. And maybe you give yourself a little bit of a core challenge by bringing your arms up from that thigh and straight out. Placing that right arm down, let's take your left arm and reach it back for a half bind. Staying with me, stay with that strength in your front leg. Mine's burning. Is yours burning? Because mine is. And if you want to go for a full bind, go for it. Staying here for 2 more breaths. Try not to drop into that right arm. Really use the core to keep you more upright. And pulling that shoulder back. If you're in the bind, come out of the bind, reach your left arm up. Come back up to warrior two. And then cartwheel your arms down, step back, high plank. Holding high plank, let's shake out your legs. You can just shake everything out, move your hips side to side. And then just push back into downward facing dog. And just check in. How does this down dog feel from the first one you did? Do your hamstrings feel a lot more open? Do your shoulders feel a lot more loose? Bringing your feet together, take your left leg to the sky and step it up and through for crescent lunge. Sweep the arms up. Bringing your hands down through heart center, crescent lunge twist. Twist over towards the left. And really use that left tricep to push you into that twist. Taking the right arm down, reach the left arm up. Open up. Take that left arm down, come all the way back to crescent lunge, and then open to warrior two. Flipping that front palm, reverse your warrior, and then come right down to side angle pose. Holding here or increasing your ab strength by straightening your arms out. And then placing that left hand down and coming into a half bind. Reach around, grab the flesh of that left leg. Coming out of that bind slowly and make your way back to warrior two. And then cartwheel your arms down. Go back into high plank and go through your vinyasa. Meeting me in downward facing dog. Breathing. Taking your right leg up to the sky, step it up and through for warrior two. Hold warrior two for 1 breath. And now straighten your front leg. We're gonna go into Trikonasana, triangle. And if you have your block handy, grab your block. Because of my old hamstring injury, which sometimes kicks in when I'm running, I have to have a smaller stance. So if you need to step your back foot in, step it in. Your leg is straight and you're really sliding forward and down. Placing the block on the inside of that front foot and then reach your fingertips up to the sky. Really making sure that your shoulders are square and you're not pressing into this block or if your fingers are on the floor. Really use that strength of your obliques. And if it doesn't bother your neck, you can look up to your hands. And now slowly take an inhale and let the inhale take you up. And then you're going to turn so that your toes are pointing directly in front. And we're going to go into a split. So you're going to sweep your arms all the way up. Look up, mini back bend, and then fold forward. Really stretching into those legs. And just dropping your head down. You can shake it out, nod it yes and no. And just feel what it feels like just to melt down and let everything go. You're going to come up to halfway and then slowly walk your fingertips over towards your right foot. Place your left hand down and then reach your right arm up. Place your right hand down on the ground and slowly walk your way over to the left. Placing your right hand on the ground, reach your left arm all the way up. Look up. And then take your left fingertips down, come back to center. Place your hands on your hips and come up nice and easy with a flat back. Toe heel your feet together. And then come over to the top of your mat. And we'll do that same sequence on the other side. Reaching your arms all the way up to the sky and then fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back, high plank. Lower down to low plank chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking your left leg up to the sky, step it up and through, coming into warrior two. Straightening that front foot. You can take your back foot and step it in, and then reach forward and down for Trikonasana, triangle. Grabbing your block, reaching your right arm to the sky, feeling that nice stretch all in through the side body. Breathe. Let the inhale take you up. And bring your feet so that they're wide, but your toes are turning out. We're going to sit down into horse stance. So you're going to bend your knees and you're going to lower your hips down towards the mat. You can keep your hands on your hips if you wish, or you can take them out to the side. We're going to do some side bending. So you're going to take your right arm in through the center and then lean to the right. And then lean to the left. And let's do that one more time. Keeping that squat. Oh, do you feel the heat in your legs? And then switch. And then let's come back center and do little mini yoga hops. So you're just gonna take the feet about an inch off the ground and you're gonna do 15. All right, here we go. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sitting down, holding here. Breathing, Relax your shoulders. Even close your eyes and smile maybe. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten your legs. Toe heel your feet together. And then come on over to the top of your mat. We're going to slowly lower down. So you're going to start off by coming into a chair and then slowly make your way down so that you're close to the mat without just flopping down. Bring your legs out straight. Remove the flesh from underneath your sits bones. Relax your shoulders back and down. Bring your arms all the way up and then fold forward. Now, if this is not enough of a stretch for you, one thing I found over time is taking the block and trying to reach for the back of the block, or the front of the block, I guess. And this will just, help to pull you a little deeper, and I can feel it in my lats, my lower back. It's just a really nice stretch. And if this is honestly too much for you, you just go where you need to go. So maybe you're here today, and maybe next time you'll be a little bit further. Coming all the way back up, just slowly walk yourself back. And we're going to do a couple of classic Pilates roll downs. Strengthen up those core muscles. So we're going to do 3 of them. Now, I like to teach half rollbacks because it's sometimes very tricky to go all the way down really slow if you're not used to working your core a lot. So what you're going to do is bring your arms in front and slowly lower down. And as soon as you feel like you're going to collapse, come back up. And as you do these, you'll go inch by inch, further and further every time. Believe me, it took me a little bit to get familiar with a lot of these things and to, talk my body through it. We're so used to being conditioned to just sit and stand that when we do any other kind of different movement, it's pretty foreign. And then go all the way down, sweeping your arms up overhead. Feel that stretch, reaching your fingertips long behind you and your toes away. And now bring your arms down by your side. Take your legs and bring them up into tabletop. So what you're going to do is first bring your arms up overhead, and you're going to come up and tap your shins. So that's the first move. Then your legs are going to go long, or you can keep them bent and just lower your heels to the floor and come up and tap. Okay? So there's 2 moves. The first one is just the shin tap, just to get comfortable with the movement. So arms up overhead, reaching up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now either leg fully extended, depending on the ab strength, or a heel drop, doing the same upper body movement. Ready? And go. So the legs go down first, and then you come up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Awesome. Okay, pull your knees into your chest and just rock side to side. You can even take your knees wide and do a couple of rotations. Just open up the hips. And then placing your feet on the floor, we're going to do a series of bridging. So you're going to do 20 bridges. You're going to hold first, and then you're going to take your legs down and up, halfway down and up. All right, so you're going to lift into bridge. So taking the hips to the sky. If you want to bring your shoulders underneath you, so yogi bridge, just for the first hold. When we go down and up, your shoulders will move away. So you're just really focusing on that squeeze. It's a gentle squeeze. You're not overly clenching. You're just feeling the glutes engage. The back muscles are turning on, the hamstrings are turning on. And then remove the shoulders from underneath you if you have them there, and go halfway down and then lift up. So we're gonna go 15. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, one more, and 15. Great. Taking your right leg, take it to the sky. If you have your strap and you want to stretch out your hamstring, I'll show you what that looks like. I have this great strap that I just got off of Amazon, and it has multiple loops. So you can go deeper or less deep into your stretch. So I'm just putting my strap around my foot. If you don't have a strap, just grab onto the back of your calf. And just breathing in and out. And if you have the flexibility and you're holding onto your calf and you want to lower it down towards the right, just to open up the groin, and just holding here for a couple of breaths. And then you slowly take it back center and then go over to the left, cross the body. Make a T with your arm. And then bring your foot back center. Taking the strap, switching it over to the other side. First going straight ahead and straight up, flexing the toes, bringing the toes to the nose. And now take your left leg over to the left. And then slowly bring it back center and cross it over the opposite side to the right, extending your left arm out. And just bending that knee and bringing it back to center. If you have the strap on your foot, remove the strap. And you're gonna do a roll up. So if it was really tricky for you to do a half roll back, you can bend your knees and bring one knee in and just roll yourself up. Or you can do a rock and do a rock like this. But if you have a lot of core strength and you wanna try to do a full roll up, it looks like this. And just rolling all the way up. So we're gonna do some half pigeons. So this is where we're gonna hold the posture a little bit deeper. So you're gonna come into a high plank, and you're going to take your right leg up to the sky. Now you can do this in down dog or high plank, and you're going to sweep it up and through. Now if you have a hard time getting your hips on the ground and you want to sit on a block, you can just shift the block right underneath your hip, like so. Otherwise, just keep your hips down on the mat. You're going to take yourself into a little mini back bend and then fold forward. And we're going to be here for about 2 minutes. So I want you to feel that stretch in through your hip and letting the stretch release. So I'm going to time you. Get my stopwatch here. Okay, go ahead. And just folding forward, resting your forehead on your hands. And just feeling how your hip opens up as you come into a resting pose. And usually with yin yoga, you hold for about 3 to 5 minutes. Today we'll hold for about 2. 20 more seconds. And slowly start to come back up and just making your way nice and easy with intention. Now, a safe way to get out of this is first by tucking the back toes under and lift the hips. Lift the hips and then just come onto all fours and just shake out the hips. You can do a couple of hip circles in one direction and then the other. Maybe just lean your hip to the right and then lean it to the left. And then come back into high plank and let's switch sides. So high plank first, lifting your left leg up and then sweeping it up and through for half pigeon. Slowly walking yourself out, coming down onto your mat, resting your forehead on your hands for 2 minutes. You know, as much as the body likes to move a ton, and it's really good for you to move, it's also great for you to come into these deep stretches to feel the body open up so that movement becomes a lot easier. Movement's really tough when you're stiff. So you have that balance of flow and stillness. See if you're clenching in your shoulders. About 30 more seconds. Start to slowly make your way back up with intention. Just coming out nice and easy, taking your back toes off the ground and lift your hips. Coming back to all fours, sit back into a child's pose. And then slowly coming back up, turning yourself around. And then just rolling down one vertebrae at a time, coming into our last resting pose. And coming into it any way you wish. And just letting your legs kind of hang out, flop out to the side, opening up your palms. And just finding that stillness to help you gain a little bit more clarity, a little bit more focus for the rest of the day. And I'll let you know when to come out, and we'll all finish together. Shavasana. And slowly wiggle your hands and your toes. And feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you wish. Otherwise, following me by bringing your one knee into your chest and then the other. And then just roll over onto your right side and come up nice and slow. Coming over to a seated position, this time cross-legged. And then just placing your hands right on your knees. And just close your eyes momentarily and take 2 breaths in. And just notice how you feel. Taking this time on your mat this morning will have so many benefits as you take yourself through the rest of your day and the rest of your weekend. Until we meet again, bringing your hands through heart center and then up to third eye. Together we say namaste. Thank you everybody for joining me this morning. Until we meet again next Friday, have a great weekend. Bye.